Kuenashtaho I siego. Shimanalaya doshamasana siego bansis. When I come here, I think of my grandmothers and how long they've been weavers here. For weavers in general, and for my sister and I, this is holy ground. Every time we step into the canyon, we feel like we're at home, and we feel like we're being blessed by our grandmothers that have passed before, and we feel like they are here as we're working.
I feel obligated to weave. It has been in our family for generations. Most of my Navajo people have suffered a lot to be able to do their art, and mainly just to survive.
Okay. All right. And then next,
in our weaving classes, we talk about our Navajo culture, and I think people leave with a sense of not just taking a weaving class, but they've taken a class on culture and really learning from us that have lived here. When all of our weft yarns are going to the left, it's female.
Okay.
Our weft yarns going to the right are male.
When you're weaving someplace where there is so much history and sacred spirit that you can't help but incorporate that into your threads. When you're sitting here and you're looking at the walls of this canyon and the colors, the textures, it just all goes into your piece.
We get all kinds of weavers. We got floor loomers, we got tapestry weavers that are really well known in their field. And they come here and they get humbled by Navajo weaving because everything is by hand. There's no mechanical anything involved in the weaving.
I have such respect for Navajo weaving and have admired it all my life since before I knew what art was. So to be here is like being where an art I really appreciate was born.
We believe that weaving started here. It was born here. My grandmother used to tell stories about Spider Woman. Spider Woman wanted to give the Navajo women the art of weaving. And she asked the spider to learn how to weave. And the spider told her that she had to go to the 4 sacred mountains and pick things from the mountains to build a loom. When she brought it all back, the spider showed her how to put the loom together and then learn how to weave. I'm weaving Two Gray Hills tapestry. This style of weaving has been in our family for 7 generations. And this is what my family is really well known for.
In a weaver's family, everyone is involved with weaving.
Two Gray Hills is the name of a place in New Mexico. And it's a trading post where our father was a trader for about 35 years. And we grew up at the store.
Each trading post had a non-native, and they're the ones who really influenced the style of Navajo weaving. The CHINLE style, the Burnham, a Klagatoe, Tisnazpas, and of course, Two Gray Hills. Two Gray Hills evolved as being the one that has the natural colors.
You can tell a lot of history of the Navajo people just by the weavings. You can tell, some of the weavings that were made right after people came back from Bosco, and they were literally taken from this place to Fort Sumner. And from here all the way to close to the Texas border. And a lot of them didn't make it.
Navajos, they were taken to a prison camp.
They took the weaving with them because they were able to take army blankets, unravel them, and then reweave them as weavings. Traded for seeds, they traded for more blankets, more rations, whatever they needed. And when they came back here, it was close to winter. They couldn't plant. They couldn't do anything, but because of the weaving, they were able to survive. My grandmother always used to say, keep weaving, as I was real small, because I would cry, I didn't want to be a weaver and all that. And she would say, keep weaving, because someday, you will travel the world and tell people about our work.
The mission of Idyllwild Arts and the culture of Idyllwild Arts reaches across the world to attract those who believe that they are artists. It doesn't mean that they want to be an artist professionally, they may, but at their core, at their heart, they believe they're an artist.
I've been coming up here for 17 years. We spend 2 weeks here, and we have friends that come every year.
I love Barbara and Linda. When I met them, I thought, wow, these are Idyllwild Arts people. They're warm, they're generous, they're talented weavers.
I'm actually able to push it up.
I think Idyllwild is very unique in that it really focuses on Native programs. They understand that there's a need for that.
Not so long ago, everything that I'm doing, including speaking in the language, I could have been thrown in jail for in Canada. And even the art was confiscated, was either destroyed or sold to collectors. And so it's important to be able to show that we're not just surviving, we're thriving.
Native American artists that come to teach the workshops are just the most generous, knowledgeable people.
So what the ancient people did was they just added
this craft that I have, that I possess. I believe that it's given to me to share with many walks of life, many people that want to know about it, learn about it. I like to share it and hold back no trade secrets. Everything they're learning and doing here is really just the way I do it. Just rotating.
Students that come for the Native American Arts program, the population has changed quite a bit. In the earlier years, it was mainly teachers and collectors and people who were interested in Native American cultures. Over the years, it seems to be reaching so many more people. We now have really mixed classes. We have Native Americans coming to learn Native art forms here.
It's been a real blessing because I know a lot of Navajo students don't have people to teach them anymore. And it's a real joy for me and a real accomplishment for my sister and I to teach them so that they can carry this on.
I am Navajo, and my maternal grandmother and my paternal grandmother both were weavers, and they both passed away before they were able to teach me. None of my aunts or my uncles picked up weaving, so I had really no one to teach me, but I've always wanted to learn. I brought my son, and he's picked it up as well.
I was always seeing their cool designs, and especially my mom, when she learned how to do diagonals, I thought it looked super cool. I just put a smiley face on it because I didn't really have much ideas, and I wanted it to be as simple as possible for my first one.
We break down stereotypes. There's sort of a whole demystification process where there's no middleman, there's no movie, there's no book between you and this person from another culture. And so you learn who they really are.
All the way back down to the top of here. Yeah, because after I finished high school, I made an announcement to my family that I'm going to college. After college, I'm never going to weave again because weaving was too hard. I didn't like to market. I didn't like to sell my rugs. It was just excruciating for me. And it wasn't until 1996 when we lost our older sister, Roseanne.
Our sister was the most talented one in the family. She was above all of us as a weaver.
I couldn't process the fact that we had lost a family member, a very important family member. And so I went to find an old loom that I had in my closet for many years. I took it out and I started using my sister's tools. Working that whole summer is how I process my grief. And after that, I started thinking, You know, she left 2 sons behind, and I thought if she has grandchildren, those grandchildren will need to learn how to weave. Now we have her granddaughter Roxanne in our class, and it's been really fun teaching her. Roxanne is our grandniece, but in Navajo, we refer to her as our granddaughter.
My sister and I took some spider webs and rubbed it on her hands, because if you hope that your granddaughter is going to be a great weaver, that's what you do. And it wasn't until she was 4 we decided that she was ready to become a weaver, because she was playing with dolls, real tiny dolls, and we could see how limber her hands were.
This is what it looks like. It's 2 diamonds. I'm almost done with it. I'll probably do more 2 grays as I get older.
I know that it's going to get ingrained in her memory for years to come, and to teach her children and her grandchildren. And I feel comfortable knowing that that's what's going to happen, and that my sister's dream is going to carry on. What we do at the end of the weaving is we send it home with our blessings. This weaving is going to take everybody's energy, and we're going to cut the tassels. The tassels is like cutting the umbilical cord of babies.
For years you've heard weaving's a dying art, weaving's a dying art, but really it's not. It's a living art, and it's going to continue. There's always going to be somebody teaching them. I'm going to teach kids until I'm not here anymore.